stream, I'm going to answer the top questions searched on Google on open relationships. So if you go on top of Google and you type in open relationships, these are the top things that show up. And I'm going to answer them. I'm going to not answer them, but address them in terms of open relationships. Since I am an open relationships educator, my business is primarily, my education business is primarily based on coaching and teaching people on how to facilitate wonderful, happy, ecstatic, sexual, fun, open relationships. And it begins with the premise that the only type of relationship which facilitates what I refer to as the three fundamental aspects of great relationships, not only great open relationships, but great relationships in general, think about that, is an open relationship. So if you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ron John, and this is my channel on open relationships, and this is my first live video. Unfortunately, it's showing me how much time I have left, because these videos I'm going to make less than 10 minutes. So it's the first live video. Hopefully you can hear me, you can see me, and if you want to comment on the video, if while I'm live, you want to ask a question, you want to, I think I'm getting some now, I'm getting some texts. If you want to ask a question, leave it in the comments below, and if I don't get to answer your question in the comments section of this video, if you leave a comment in the section of the video and I don't get to answer it, I'll answer it on the next video. In fact, this is the only way I get inspiration on these videos. I get to see people's questions in conversation, and I see what your questions are, what you're thinking about, what your inhibitions are, and I answer them on the videos. A lot of questions that I got from TikTok comments on my TikTok videos, and I answered them on these videos. So the top things that pop up when it comes to when you search on Google on open relationships are the following. Let me look it up. Again, this is a live video, so I'll be reposting the recording on, why does it appear like I'm so bright? I will be reposting, I'm just adjusting my brightness. I'll be reposting the videos on some platforms that I can't go live in, such as Instagram. And I'm planning on going on live on X as well. So as of right now, I'm going live on YouTube and Facebook, but I'll be going live soon on X and just X. Because Instagram, I can't really go live unless it's the video's vertical, which I don't believe I can do. So the top things that show up is number one, open relationship meaning. What does it mean to be in an open relationship? Good question. So what does it mean? What does an open relationship mean? So let me break this down to you in a very simple lay format. I want you to think about this always, and always remember this, that there are primarily two kinds of relationships that takes the sexual, romantic platform. Remember that a relationship is how you interact and interface with an entity. Let me say that again. Very important for you to remember because it changes your life. This is a life-changing, enlightening definition. The definition that a relationship is how you interact and interface with entities. My relationship to my cat is a particular way. My relationship with my beloved is a particular way. My relationship with my friend A and friend B and friend C and friend all of the above are a very particular way, very unique ways per each individual. There is no such relationship I have with one individual that's the same as the next. Do you understand? This translates to, in your romantic sexual relationships, there are no relationships that can be the same with different people, since different people bring with them individualities. An individual has individual things, mannerisms, values, behaviors, things they add to your life, things they don't add to your life. Hence, you can't interact and interface in the same way with any one particular individual. My relationship with company A, company B are incredibly individual. Some relationships I have with people are non-sexual, platonic, such as my relationships with my male friends. Why? It's because I'm not into men. My relationship with my colleagues, I try not to be sexual. So, in other words, very simply put, your relationship with any entity will be different from entities because they're individual, they bring with them different dynamics. So people say, oh, well, then how do you handle multiples of relationships? Have you ever thought of that? I'm sure if you've considered open relationship, you thought of it. And the answer is very simple. Since you can't interact and interface with any individual in the same way, each relationship is different. Each relationship is individual. Each relationship has a different dynamic and will bring into your life, into their lives, into everyone around you's lives, different things. As a reminder, if you have any questions or thoughts, share them in the comments below so it pops up on my live. And if I don't get to it on my live right now, I will get to it on my next live and be able to address your questions, concerns, or thoughts. I'd really appreciate them. So an open relationship, a sexual romantic format of relationship is one, there are closed relationships and open relationships. So a closed relationship is the format which takes the style where you disencourage, disenfranchise, and discourage people. In fact, it would be a betrayal to the relationship, the social contract, if one or either or both were to see other people in a sexual manner, romantically or sexually, or both, outside of that relationship. It's a nuclear format of family rearing style of relationship, a monogamous type of relationship. One man to one woman originally was what monogamous was. Remember that monogamous originally came from religious epithets, religious ideals. That's a close relationship, which is the format that most relationships in the world internationally takes the form. A monogamous one man to one woman. I say that very specifically because there are a lot of places still today, still in this age, 2023, that if you were to see a man and a woman and a woman, it would not only be disencouraged, it would be looked down upon, and often would be illegal. Think about that. So, an open relationship, on the other hand, remember there's a closed one and an open one. So, an open one is the exact opposite of closed, which is you encourage peoples in the relationship to pursue relationships with other people who they like, they admire, they adore, they respect, they're turned on by, they're hot and bothered by. You see? There is no blackmail. It's not an open relationship if there's blackmail, if there's emotional blackmail, physical blackmail, emotional punishment, physical punishment, or psychological punishment. It's not an open relationship, even if you say it is an open relationship. Think about that. In other words, you could say you're in an open relationship, but once you get jealous because your partner is seeing other people, it's not an open relationship. You call it, you say it's an open relationship, but practically, behaviorally, it's not an open one. You can't communicate without being psychologically or emotionally punished. It's not an open relationship because the primary aspect of an open relationship, in fact, what an open relationship is open communication. That is the open aspect of open relationship. Open communication because there's no need for you to have any secrets. You can openly talk about, hey, I saw this gal or I saw this guy the other night. Man, it was an amazing experience. Let me tell you all about it. So going back, there's a closed relationship. Oh, it's already 10 minutes. I gotta go. I'll end it here. There's a closed relationship and an open relationship. An open one and a closed one. Are polyamorous relationships open or closed relationships? They're closed relationship because despite there having multiple people in a relationship, they discourage endeavoring relationships with other people outside of that primary relationship. I'll see you in the next video. I've gone over my time. Bye. How do I end this, though? Okay, oh, there it is, the end button.